Jethro Tull. Tout le monde a entendu parler de Jethro Tull. C'est une musique qui a influencé plus de 3 générations. C'est réellement de la musique fascinante à écouter, que ce soit les vieux coffrets ou encore quelque chose qui vient juste de sortir pour marquer le 25e anniversaire de la formation. Ça s'appelle Nightcap et il y a des chansons là-dessus qui n'ont jamais été sur le marché auparavant. Donc, c'est vraiment quelque chose pour les collectionneurs. Et je suis chanceuse parce que ce soir, Ian et son groupe sont en spectacle ce soir au Saint-Denis. Mais on a un petit avant-goût en entrevue avec celui-ci. It's welcome to have you.
Hey.
How you doing?
Terrific.
Yeah, I noticed that you're with your family. Do you always bring them with you when you tour like that?
No, hardly ever. I notice you're carrying the product. The record company
yes.
are making us do this, aren't they?
Why you don't?
I'm not here to
usually...
sell anything. No, I'm just here to. It's like this record is really just for the fans.
For the fans.
Yeah,
okay.
for the real fans, the crazy fans who have to buy everything.
So the consumer fans.
No, not just the real crazy fans who want everything we ever released. So it's just for a special minority of the people.
Well, talking about fans, you have an incredible following here in Montreal. You've been here almost every year for the past few years, and people just love you here. The show is sold out tonight. Apparently it went very, very well in Toronto as well. Do you have specific cities in the world like that where you have this incredible following?
Well, we're one of those bands who are lucky to have a few thousand people in most major cities everywhere in the world who want to come and see us. So we're kind of a little bit popular everywhere, and that's nice.
That's quite an understatement.
No, but it's true. We have a reasonable number of fans everywhere. But we're not a really big band. We're just sort of a little bit big everywhere.
Je parlais à Ian du fait qu'à Montréal, ils ont toujours été extrêmement bien accueillis. Les gens adorent Jethro Tull, partout au Québec, je devrais dire. Et je lui ai demandé s'il y avait des villes comme ça qui étaient spécifiques dans lesquelles Jethro Tull avait plus de fans que d'autres. Il m'a dit que non, pas du tout. Il y a plusieurs villes à travers le monde où il y a une petite quantité de fans, mais ils adorent Jethro Tull. À la place d'avoir seulement certaines villes, c'est beaucoup de gens un petit peu partout à travers le monde. Et c'est ça, je pense, qui a fait le succès, la longévité du groupe. I suppose that's why you've had so much success throughout the 25 years that you've been doing the music.
Yeah, and also because we're really nice guys.
Yes, you are. From the little that we've had a chance to speak, you absolutely are. Now, I was reading the bio on the 25th Collector's Edition album that came out about 6 months ago here. And,
the biography written by a guy called Craig Thomas, the famous novelist who writes all the spy thrillers.
Oh,
yeah, he's the guy who wrote the biography, yeah.
Really? Is he somebody's work that you admired personally?
Well, sort of, but he's also a fan of Jethro Tull, so he wrote the biography for the 25 years.
Well, it's very well written.
Yeah, he's sold almost as many spy novels as we have records. It's true.
Well, in this biography...
And he's even older than I am.
Why? Do you consider yourself old?
I consider myself almost dead, yeah, I'm really old, yeah. How old are you?
That's interesting.
If that's not a rude question.
Well,
Early 20s.
Yes, that's
okay.
right. That's
well,
right.
I left school before you were born, so I'm pretty old.
Well, you've gone through the school of life, and that's what's important.
The school of life, yeah. That's right, yeah. I suppose I did. And I never even noticed until you mentioned it.
You know, the music that you make has spanned so many decades, and it's music that's touched just about everybody. I know every band that I've ever listened to. And have you ever considered producing new bands with that influence?
Well, not really, because I hate being in the studio doing that stuff. See, I'm a record producer and an engineer, because that's what I do with the things I do. So to have to go into the studio and work with another band would just drive me crazy. I spend so much time in the studio with me. I don't want to have to go in the studio with somebody else and hold their hands too.
Right.
Because I need my hand holding when I'm in the studio, but I'm there to look after me.
Oh, You have to. You have to look after
Sure.
yourself.
So I don't want to be a producer for anybody else. It would really drive me crazy.
OK, d'accord. Donc, la biographie qu'on retrouve de Ian Anderson, au fait, de Jethro Tull au complet, a été écrite par un de ses amis qui est un écrivain. Il écrit des choses assez remarquables. Malheureusement, j'ai jamais pu lire ses livres, mais si vous avez la chance de lire la biographie, c'est tellement bien écrit. Ça l'explique de A à Z, de comment a été formée la formation, etc., etc. Également, je lui ai demandé que, puisque tellement de générations ont été influencées par la musique de Jethro Tull, c'est lui, il avait envie de réaliser des albums pour d'autres groupes qui sont plus nouveaux, plus récents. Il m'a dit que non, pas du tout, qu'au fait, oui, c'est un réalisateur, c'est un ingénieur, mais qu'il n'a jamais eu envie de travailler avec d'autres groupes parce qu'il y a de la misère à faire ça, il y a de la misère à le faire pour lui-même, il veut certainement pas le faire pour les autres. Le temps en studio, j'ai l'impression, c'est beaucoup moins précieux que le temps passé lors des tournées de la formation. Pour les gens qui connaissent un petit peu moins la musique de Jethro Tull ou encore qui sont nostalgiques de la musique, qui ont envie de l'entendre, c'est bien beau parler, mais ils ont envie d'entendre la musique, on a le clip Too Old to Rock and Roll qu'on vous fait jouer et par la suite, on revient avec la deuxième partie de l'entrevue avec Ian Anderson. Et pas ce soir, le spectacle au Saint-Denis, c'est déjà à guichet fermé, mais par contre, on l'a en entrevue juste avant, histoire de nous dire comment ça va se passer ce soir. So I wanted to ask you, this particular album has songs that were recorded from 73 to 91. And have you noticed that America right now is extremely nostalgic? You look at the music, you look at the fashion, you look at the mentality as well. Has this nostalgia affected your fans? I mean, are people even more into the music now than they were maybe in the 80s?
Well, there are two kinds of people out there, I mean, who come to our shows or buy records. There are those who are the ones that were contemporaneous with us, people in their, late 30s, early 40s, what have you, who, I mean, for them it's nostalgia because it reminds them of when they were first listening to music.
Right.
And then there's another group of people who are the late teens, early 20s, who weren't born when we started doing this. And for them it's a fascination with an era that they missed out on.
Right.
But they know that it was something special. Now, I have a 15-year-old daughter who would be listening to Pink Floyd or The Doors or Pearl Jam or Nirvana, and she wouldn't stop to think that there could be 25 or 30 years between those. It doesn't matter. Just like it didn't matter to me when I was 16 that my heroes were Muddy Waters and John Lee Hooker, who were old black men from a country 3,000 miles away. So in some ways it really doesn't matter. But in other ways people are sometimes very conscious to be part of the fashion, part of the music scene that they really feel belongs to them. There are two different kinds of people there, those who are concerned to belong to something around and those who just don't care. I kind of like the people who just don't care.
You just don't care, you're never nostalgic for the 70s?
Well, it's difficult. I mean, I play these songs, not those ones, but the other 250 songs. I play some of those every night. And I can't be nostalgic about a song from 1971 that I first sang back then, because it isn't for me about 1971. It's about it's about 20 hours ago in Toronto, which was the last time I sang it.
Right.
So I can't get nostalgic about something I did yesterday.
So do you still feel the same energy that you did when you first wrote those songs, when you perform them now?
Not the same energy, because I was whatever, 22, 23 years old then. It's a different kind of energy. But yes, I feel a lot of energy. I mean, at this point, I can see that the end is somewhere in sight. It can't go on forever.
Really? You're thinking of retiring?
No, I'm thinking of dying. I'm 46 years old, so I have to believe that the end is sometime reasonably soon in terms of music as a career. But not yet, maybe in a few years. So I have a lot of energy. It's like, I'm like one of those, I'm like a star, I'm kind of not a rock and roll star, one of those in the firmament who is sort of going to go for the big bang. I'm going to go supernova before I finally disappear.
OK. On parlait de nostalgie tout à l'heure, puisqu'il vient juste de lancer cet album-là, Nightcap, où on retrouve des chansons qui datent de 71 à 91. Et ce qui est intéressant là-dedans, c'est que présentement, l'Amérique Elle est très, très nostalgique en ce qui a trait à la mode, à la musique. Et je lui ai demandé si ça l'avait aidé avec ses fans. Est-ce qu'il y a plus de gens qui vont voir ces spectacles maintenant que dans les années 80, quand les gens étaient moins nostalgiques pour le passé? Il m'a dit qu'il y a deux genres de fans. Il y a une sorte de fan qui y va parce qu'ils se rappellent de l'époque, parce qu'ils étaient là. Il y a une autre sorte de fans qui, eux, y allaient parce que c'est trippant, c'est au même niveau que du Pink Floyd, que du Pearl Jam, etc., etc. J'ai plus le temps d'en dire plus long avec Ian Anderson. Par contre, vous avez la chance d'aller voir le spectacle ce soir. Ne manquez pas ça. Jethro Tull. On passe au clip maintenant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.